How's it going, everybody? Welcome back again into my single player world, where today what we are doing is getting ready for our episode 100 by completing as much stuff around our dock area as possible. And I've actually got some pretty big plans, and I mentioned them across the past few episodes, just small things here and there. But I want to quickly take a few seconds to explain what we've got, which is all this here, and where we're going, which is completing all this here. That actually sums it up quite well. But I've actually got some more stuff that I thought we would go into, just some of the little details. So right around here is today's big project. I'll explain the chimney pillar things soon. They're not ritual things. I know they look, I didn't realize it when I put them there, but they look like some kind of an altar into a place. This isn't like an altar. This is very far from it. So we'll get into that. But what I've got planned is right around here, we're going to be putting in a big old, well, what would you call it? A smeltery or a foundry? I actually don't know. I'm probably going to get corrected on that, but something that melts metal down and makes cool things. That's what's going in right over there. And by the end of the episode, I'm sure I'll work out what the correct word is. Right around there, what I'm planning on doing is building either another tower or an inn for travelers to stay, or who knows? It's just going to have a lot of space to put a lot of cool detail into it. Sort of similar to these sorts of things where we've got this little style going on here. We'll keep that style and maybe try to take it a step up on that piece over there. So what that'll do is that will be occupying the space up to here, right around there. And this over here will be occupying all this space around here. And the reason why I say occupying space is pretty obvious. We've got a giant hole underneath where we've got our road. So we need to fill that up and fill that up. So it's really a matter of just occupying space. And hopefully at that stage, it'll make this area feel super complete. Like, look at this. Look how cool that's looking. You keep looking from that side, you see stuff, everything happening. It feels like a city, you know? And then you get here, get to this piece in the middle, and then it looks kind of dodgy. So I think we fix that up today. I think we'll fix up most of it today, and then of course, get it all ready for episode 100. So that's like the basic part of it. I'll show you another quick other thing that I need to do for episode 100. I need to finish up the other side of this because we're short of red. I've got to get some more of this red nether. That's basically the problem there. But I want to finish off this piece here where there's a little bit of a gap. I think that'll be pretty cool to just complete that to make it feel a bit more complete, as we would say. And then of course also a tower over here is planned. Oops. All right, a tower over there will be the next plan, but that's not the biggest of deals because that area does look quite complete and ready for an episode that we could be touring. So that's enough of the plans. Let's kick things off over here with our first building that we're going to be doing. And as I say, it's going to be a smeltery or a foundry or something along those lines. And what it basically is going to be, we're going to walk in over here. They'll have a nice little door and we'll go into it. And what I think we'll do is we'll be going down and adding in details on the inside. So the exterior part will look cool, a big old chimney or a flume. So we'll go in and I think what we'll do is we'll add all the detail in maybe 1 or even 2 blocks down. And you'll see why that's super important. If you guys don't know my whole going down trick, it helps you out a lot in terms of getting as many details in. And by the end of the episode, I'm sure you'll be on the same page as me with this. So how about I get started? I want to build one of these chimneys, see how they look. I've got some stuff around here. I've even got some lava, which I got for the inside over there. But I've got some things which I plan on having work for us. Whether they do or not is another question. So I'll quickly get started on that and let's see if we get this thing off to a good start. Here's a little bit of an update on what we've got going on with the chimney. And what I've kind of been struggling with a little bit is just to get the feel that this thing is a circle with only, what is this, 3 blocks by 3 blocks. It's kind of difficult. So having this burst out at the top here works quite well. And I'm fairly confident that this could look good on 2 of these. I mean, we could always switch out some of the blocks if I don't like the look of the blocks in a future day, but currently I don't mind them right now. And if it changes, of course, as I say, I'll switch them out. But what I've noticed is I built this around there and you can see the fire coming out the top there. That's a big no-no. I don't want that to be the case. So right around here, when we build the second one right over there, I'm going to take that and I'm going to push everything up 1 block. And I hope that the half slab, because if you have a look at this, that's actually a stair block there. So if we put the stair block 1 block up, that actually should hide this quite nicely. Oops. But yeah, it should hide the flame quite nicely. And if you get one or two little pieces of it coming out, I don't really care too much. But this, I think, is our winning design. And here they are, complete, I think. I don't think I've missed anything, but for now, this is what they're looking like. Definitely getting that idea of them being tall chimneys compared to what they were before, where it was a bit more of a stump in the ground, I think. I don't know. I mean, hey, it could change in the future. But if anything, I mean, I would probably put it one more block up just to give a bit more of an illusion from down here that it's a lot taller than what it is. But you know what? That's our next problem for the future. For now, what I want to do is I want to just get rid of these. And you can see, actually, I forgot to mention, I've put in a little bit of this at the beginning here, just to feel like it's a bit more like the entrance. I don't know. It's meant to look a bit more eroded, as if it's walked on. That's why I've got those blocks there. But if you look here, this is what we used before, where we used the path blocks and some dirt blocks. And you know what? Despite the fact that this seems, if in theory, like a path block and a dirt block, seem a bit more erodable, like looking, this I think might look better. So I might switch those out at some point just to see what these look like. But that's not our current goal. Our current goal is we need to get ourselves a small entrance in the front here. And what I'm thinking is we'll do something just simple with a thing like this, a little bit of an archway. What I said before is I've got a trick to making interiors look a little bit larger than what they actually are. And if you have a look at this, we go in and we're going to be hitting our head on this roof over here pretty soon. So we're going to have to deal with that. And the way that I plan on dealing with it is coming one block up here. So if we go one block up here, we'll walk in another 1, 2, 3 or so like that. And then we'll start stepping down to that level there. And the reason why this is important is, I guess, a theory of building. I don't know. But my thought, at least, is that as you come into this, you're trying to confuse whoever's walking in here, which is always me. So basically, I'm trying to take myself for fool all the time. But as I walk in here, I want to obviously cut off the outside and walk in and see everything just explode a lot larger than what it is. And that'll make me think, hey, I'm walking into a building. My brain doesn't know the scale of everything on the outside. And I could be walking into a building this big. You see that room? That fits into something that looks like it's this big here. You see? That's what I'm trying to do. And one thing that I found that helps a lot with that is going down. You see? So if we go down, it gives us a lot more room to play with on the inside. And that applies to a few other things. I've got a few other buildings where I've done that. I'm trying to think right now of one that's an obvious example around here. There's nothing really too good around here, actually, surprisingly. But I do definitely have some over in Spiritwood, the original village. And it definitely works quite well, just to trick your mind and make you think that you're actually going to something a lot larger than what it actually is. But you know what? I'll get that in, just because it's easier to see than for me to explain. But now that you know, when I do it, you're going to say, ah, I see what you're doing there. So here it is. As we walk in here, bam, up. Imagine there's a roof. As we come down, it opens up into this. And the whole idea, as I say, is we can put more detail in, first of all. That's a big one. That's actually one of the big problems with a lot of buildings, is I don't have the space on the inside to make the detail that I want. And if I wanted to make the building larger on the outside, and I actually do have an example of this, if I wanted to make the building larger on the outside, it would just look silly. For instance, this one with the red roof here looks pretty good. I think in terms of scale for the other buildings, it looks quite good. But if you look from the inside, this is how much space we've got. You see, that's the problem, is this room in here does not allow me to do much. But from the outside, it looks pretty large. It looks like a fairly good sized building. And I guess really what is the problem is if you went a few blocks wide, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the outside sits on that block, but the inside sits, well, 2 blocks away from the outside. So you end up getting rid of, in that case, what, like 40% of the room inside your house? I know it sounds like a silly thing to think about, but 40% of the room is a huge amount. And of course, that's what makes decorating quite difficult in those sort of situations. Besides the fact that in a house, I'm actually kind of, I've done enough house decorating. I don't want to do the same thing repetitively with those sorts of things. I've got way cooler buildings outside to build. So here is what I'm thinking on the inside here, because this is something where we can add a lot of detail in. And what I'm thinking about here was doing something that I was playing around with in a creative world a while back. And I thought these blocks could look quite cool. And my immediate thought when I put these blocks together was, it looks like a retaining wall. You know, something that's holding a bunch of rock back like that. And what are these, smokers? Yeah, smokers. Something like that I thought would look quite cool. And I thought today would be the day to try this one out. So if we could put something like that, oops, I'm going to forget that a few times. Something like that, and then we could just break it up maybe 2 or 3 blocks inside here. We'll just go 1, 2, and then we'll go again with these over here like that. And then do these actually, these shouldn't go upside down actually. If they do, you know what, these blocks are amazing because that actually opens out a lot of extra possibilities, but they should not go upside down. Imagine that, actually, if more blocks were directional, that would make my life so much better. But right there, yeah, I think this could work. I want this area to be a bit more dark and dimly lit. And of course, as soon as we put the wall on, the roof on here and the other wall in there, another wall in there, it's all going to come together. So that's my thought there. I'll do it on that wall. I'll do it on that wall there after this. But the other thought that I had was how I've done these things in the past, which is having a proper furnace in here where you could see the iron or whatever's being molded, being poured out. Before, I've had previously a pool of molten iron, and I can't think of others that I've done, but they haven't been anything like this where we've got a nice flowing iron. And I've come up with a little idea because I couldn't get something that could fit in my goal, which was 3 blocks wide. I couldn't come up with something very good, so I've come up with something extremely mediocre, and I'm gonna put it in, and I think it'll do the trick to just fill up this area in here. But that's gonna go in after we've got these walls in. So wall here, furnace in, and then at the back, what I was thinking about this, because of course it's gonna have to be fed from the top so that it can run down. We'll have an area going up here, which is super convenient that we've got this area over here all open for us to walk up and fill it all in. So it ends up just working out so well. So that's our next plan. For now, I just want to fill in the rest of these little gaps. Something like, oh, actually, you know what? We can use this as a dual purpose thing. We could put these in here, look like barrels, but from here, look like part of the floor. That's pretty neat. And in fact, I've got an idea for that floor. Just do the texturing while we're at it. We've got the spruce. We'll go, okay. I'm going to do that so many more times. I don't know if that will ever wear off, but in the end, it's all right. There, and there. I've played for so long. I mean, how long has stripping bark been in the game? For literal years. And right now, it is still not out of my head that I can't just right-click wood blocks down. I don't know when I'm ever going to get rid of it, but look at that. Walk in there. Yeah, that looks good. The other thing that I was kind of messing about with in my head was whether I wanted this to be an open doorway like it is right now, or have a proper door in here. And I haven't quite decided, but I feel like if anything, I would want to put in a few blocks over here, maybe some spruce trap doors just at the back of that to make it feel a bit more closed in. It just feels a little bit too open for me at the moment. Oh man, this is looking pretty good. It's starting to turn around. At the front here, at least, definitely feel like it's meant to be here. Now, also, I've put in a few things here, which we're going to go around and just fill in maybe today, maybe at a later stage. I'll just get this while I'm at it. Why not? So yeah, we'll just put in a garden or something here. This beam, actually, if you have a look at this, it's kind of necessary, which sort of does not work here, but we'll have to make it work for us. Same as this piece here. That right there, we can't actually do anything with it. Do I have any? I don't have any slabs on me, but I could probably just put a slab over there. And I'm not going to touch this side here just yet, because as I said, we're going to put the inn around there. And really with the inn over there, I think it's going to cover a lot of that area around there. So we should be all right. So back to the task at hand. Also, before we go back to the task at hand, I'm getting distracted, but right around here, I've got this roof looking a little bit more interesting, pushed it up a bit, changed that up a bit, And I think it looks a lot better, especially with this over here, the new wall that we've put in. Definitely the better choice. So this is where we go and do what I said we were going to be doing, which is building this piece here. So as we go in, look at this. Looking good, looking good. Textures as we go. The roof, I actually don't mind it looking rough. I'm not too concerned about it. This piece here, I was more concerned about, but I'm not very concerned about this looking rough. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, what I've done is I've planned out here, and let's just hope I don't die with everything over here. I don't even... Oh, I've got fire protection on my hat. Maybe that could save me. But what I'm thinking is right around here, what I want is the lava to pour down here and roll out so that it looks like it's being poured into a mold. In fact, you know what? This should actually go out one more block. Then we'll put these in. And I'm using the nether brick. And the reason why I'm using nether brick are two reasons. I never used nether brick, so I felt bad and thought I'd give it a chance. And the other one is, I think it'll actually work all right here, where we can do something like this, and it'll end up looking a bit more like it's been burnt, and it's a dark wall, basically. Really, all I needed is for the wall. I also was thinking this. I don't know how this is actually going to turn out, but I was thinking something like that, where we could see the lava pouring down and coming out there. In fact, you know what? Why did I think this was going to be a good idea with this clay? Like, why? This is probably just going to work way better with this here. I guess it was more just for the planning, but still. I planned it with that, with the expectation that it would be the secondary block that we would see. But I didn't actually consider that the normal nether brick would actually look quite good. So, there. I don't care about this back one. You should not see that. Yeah, I guess that works. Let's just put this in. Let's just go for it. So lava goes in. Please tell me I'm not going to hit the block in front of me. Okay, good. Goes in there. I think it should stop there. I don't know what the new blocks. Do they do it? They do. Fantastic. All right. So walk in here. We'll fix the wall up at the back. Yeah, I think that can work for us. I think that'll do the trick. Well, once we start adding in some more things, which I've actually got planned, like that, and that there, those there, and just a whole bunch of stuff. I think it'll start coming together quite good. So my plan was, by the way, was to go here, remove these like this. And I was thinking what could look quite good is not just having the furnace over here, but having a blast furnace as well. So furnace there, blast furnace on top. And it kind of looks like, actually, sorry, it's the other way around that I think it looks quite good. But it kind of looks like they meant to be together when you put them like that, as if this is where you could maybe open and remove coal or something like that. And that's where the actual cooking happens, or smelting happens. Also, while I'm at it, before I forget, if I do sound a bit weird, I am struggling with my voice crazy at the moment. Just basically the weather around me. So it's super bad, but if I do sound a bit weird, I apologize if I'm nasally more than usual. That's just what's going on. I need to actually put one of these. I'll put one of these in here because there'll be 3 blocks. Yeah. So what we could do is we could do the stairs. If we go up here, like 1, 1, 1, bam, bam. Oops, like that. Yeah, I'll have to just work with it. But I think if we go and put these stairs up and more importantly, use the red nether brick or the normal nether brick in somewhere else. If we put the stairs up there, we could walk over, dump the lava in there and have it pour out that way. I think that'll work quite well. Yeah, that'll do the trick for sure. Now, I was also thinking about this area here. We could maybe have like a workbench over here pulling across there. And I've got some idea where I want to have... actually, I've got a smithing table. I want to have a smithing table. Maybe we'll do a smithing table, maybe a half slab over here, and then have it look like it's supported on the side here where we could break up the room a bit. So I think that's our next goal. Get the little bits inside here. So I'm going to go ahead, get those in, and let's check what happens. So I've put in a few more of these things like this piece here that I was talking about. I think this will work quite well. It breaks up the area a little bit more. I also had actually that there, which we can put in. Maybe we pop in that around there. And where is the grindstone for... You know what? It can go slap bang in the middle. It doesn't matter. We don't have to think about any real like logical path. So if we go in here, we can actually put things... I did plan on it when I did it. Does this damage me? No. I did plan on putting stuff on top here. We could maybe put like a lantern and something else that could be balanced on shelves could go up there. Over here is what I was talking about, where we could put stuff in here and let it flow down. And I think it definitely gives that effect that it is being poured into a mold over there. And over here is of course where it's coming from. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do was quickly, while I was up here, finish this off with some of these, where it's actually kind of annoying because you don't have a good angle for these. So if you have a look at this, actually, oh, I thought I was going to bump my head. I'm one shorter than it. Well, yeah, one shorter, which is perfect. But yeah, of course I need them to be facing that way so that they look like this from the back. Yeah, that works really well. So basically what we need to do is put in these small bits like this wall. This wall I was just planning on having simply just a plain old spruce wall. We can't have these on every single one. So if we do something like that, that'll work quite well. And then at the back here, just to seal the area off completely, and of course that's actually not going to be a problem. But yeah, just to seal the area off completely, I'm going to put in one of these, just a stone wall, and we can always texture it at the end. Same as that there. There was one other thing which I wanted to do, and I was thinking about it with these. That's why I did extra of these, was to put these in somewhere. And I think putting these as a walkway over here could be one of the coolest things. And in fact, look at the, what is it called? It's called a smithing table. The smithing table top, well, actually takes quite a while to break, but the top of the smithing table is actually a really cool block. Look at that. I think there's a lot more that this block could be doing than what we think could, well, at least what I think it could be doing right now. So I need to put some time into thinking about that. For a floor like this, it does look metallic. I think that works quite well. What does the bottom of it look like? That could be useful for something as well. I'm going to have to keep that in mind, because there's so many times where you think about something, then you end up saying, I don't know, I'll just put in some block that I've used a million times, and then it ends up becoming a bit of a boring thing whenever you put blocks, like centerpiece blocks in. But if you use something like that, it could be quite a niche use, but very useful. Actually, that there is bound to be a skelly zone, or a creeper zone, or something that's going to ruin my day. Yeah, that looks really good. All right, finishing touches. Fix up that wall, fix up those, put a roof in, and how does it look from the outside? Pretty good, I think. Besides the back, pretty darn good. Now, I'm just making this look a little bit more respectable because it looks absolutely disgusting. When I was walking up here, I was about to say, hey guys, look at what I've done. And then I realized, yeah, I've got to fix this, like, soon. So I thought I'd just get that done. Much better, yeah. Maybe even a little bit out there. That just looks a bit better. So how's that looking? You see, as we walk past, like, look, just focus on that really little piece in there. As we walk past, you can see it's got like a lot of detail that you might not even see. As I say, I always think of these worlds that I'm building, being like the 3 that I've built, as if I was walking through them and I was inspecting them, and as if I did not know how everything was built. But that over there just shows you like a little bit of detail, and then you might be a bit silly. As I say, the fool walking around being me. Like, that looks complete. Where there's actually absolutely nothing. Yeah, it would have thrown me off if there was something behind there. I must admit, if there was something built, that would have been the biggest prank on myself I've ever built. All right, let's just get this one block, saving this final block. Are you serious? I can't get that. You know what? You are destined to despawn. So let's just go down here. Oh, okay. I think I just need to despawn. Let me just get out of here. All right. All right, we're back up the top here, and I think it's about time that I say thank you very much for joining me here on today's episode, guys. I'm gonna be back with the inn next time, and I think it's gonna be quite a good little piece to polish off this piece. In fact, by accident, I ender pearled up here, but this is looking nice and homely, nice and cozy as we walk down through this area. And of course, as we go back up here, I'm actually kind of getting vibes from my previous world. Maybe someone remembers what I'm kind of thinking about. This big circle kind of reminds me of that in a smaller way. But of course, thank you very much for joining me here today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.